Heads up over there, Jake! Heads up, kid! Fire! You got more, kid! You got more! More! Let's go!
I think I finally got audio corrected on this. It's been kind of a, I don't know. I mean, last week, what, hosted Newton and battled back, lost just by 1 run. Friday, had a divisional breakdown against North Warren, and looked like they were tired from that Newton game. Losing that game, being run ruled 10-0. Now again, North Warren had a ace and Cody Shear on the mound, but still they just look flat. And that is a strike 3 by Madge Ottman. Next intermission, I'll break down the standings of the Colonial Division, and also as far as where we stand as far as power points for the state tournament in our group. Oh, nice dive, but nobody's covering. Again, this Morris Tech team has not won a game yet, and they are hanging. Last time we played them, we were tied 1-1 until the 5th, until we opened it up and won that game 9-3 at their place. We just got to settle down and get focused, get into a rhythm. Ground ball to Xander at third. Runner advanced to second. We're now at 2 outs. But if we can hold this inning and get some offense going in the bottom of the 6th, that sure would help. Too close of a game. And that looks like Dom Kranz is all over it. All right, end of the inning, going to bottom of 6. Patriots winning 6-5. Yeah, as I was mentioning, Friday we had a key as far as divisional matchup against North Warren. I mean, number 1 versus number 2, and had a struggle. Looked like we were tired. I don't know if that Newton game took a lot out of us battling back, but it had a tough time. Got run ruled. The boys took off the weekend from as far as practice wise, just to kind of reset themselves. Halfway midpoint of the season and trying to see where we line up. So, I mean, if looking at the halfway point, let's kind of take a look at the standings. So as far as Colonial wise, we're locked in with Kittatinny right now, 4-2, which we beat Kittatinny earlier last week, 3-1. Looks like North Warren is going to cruise. I think I don't see them losing as we go forward. PowerPoint stats we'll take a look at the next interval break. Keep it in mind as far as the top 16 teams advance. So leading off this inning, we got Tanner Kubota at bat. And if you can hear as far as the dugout, no one's sitting, so we've got to kind of get up and get amped here, get something moving. Got to bring the energy. Ground ball to the shortstop. And he is safe. Way to leg that one out by Tanner Kubota. It's an opportune section here. I mean, what do you think? The coach Costa is going to turn on the steal? I would think so. I think at this point you got to get Kubota on to second base. And they knew that. And he is safe. Very fortunate. Hope that's the spark we need as far as here. Near the bottom of the sixth. Nobody out. Runner on second. Mason Esposito up. Come on. And hey, he still stays hot. And we're going to hold at this point. So now it puts us at runners on first and third with nobody out. Bringing up the senior number 3 batter, Dom Kranz. And Dom will be taking his talents as far as in the diamond to CCM, County College of Morris. All right, now you've got a pass ball. Kubota is safe on the slide. Esposito gets up to second. Perfect opportune time right now. Drive it. Once we get a 1-1 count. That's hanging. And that's an out. It was a good stroke. Just hung just long enough for the left fielder to pick it up. Here comes a sophomore, Michael Parker, number 4. See if we get any type of driving here. I think the tough part they're kind of struggling with is the speed of this pitcher. You know, one of the little tools I've got is the pocket radar. So we just kind of let's get a radar reading on this pitcher here. That was down at 65 miles an hour. Now, what you don't want to do is press here, right? I mean, you've got an 0-2, so you got to shorten up your swing. Got a runner going. Pitch outside, and good. We got him over to third. So now 1-2 count. Here we go. Perfect situation, right? Here at a 1-2 count, you want to slap backside. I mean, you've got a pretty good gap between center and right field. Just poke it. And typically when you have your number 4 batter, a lot of times what you're going to start seeing is a lot of outside pitches. So, you know, typically in that situation, you really want to go the opposite field. So now he's worked it back to a full count. And they walked him. It's a good situation here, right? First and third. 1 out. So I call timeout. Let's take a look. Let's go ahead and bring up, so like I mentioned before, you know, as far as the Colonial Division, you know, where we're looking at this point, it looks like North Warren is going to, at this point, kind of cruise I think, to the divisional title. I don't see anybody stopping them. They've got a stud junior pitcher, Cody Shear, he's been phenomenal as far as on the stat board. Looking up as far as the number of Ks he's got, strikeouts. He had 11 strikeouts in 5 innings against Lenape on Friday. Our schedule upcoming, between this game, we've got another divisional matchup against Hopak Kong on Wednesday. And then we travel as far as the Bernards on Friday for an outer divisional game. And as I promised, let's kind of take a look at the computer points for our group. Top 16 teams will advance. So if you take a look at where kind of where we sit, so last week we kind of moved up to number 7, and with a loss to Newton and the loss to North Warren, North Warren edged up to number 6 now. We dropped just a little bit to number 9. We're still in the hunt. I think the cutoff date is like May 17th, so any games after May 17th, those won't count towards computer points, but it looks like we're in a good situation. But we've got some tough games again. We've got to respond, got to get some energy here at this point, which I haven't seen that energy yet today. Last type of energy I saw was last Wednesday against Newton, and that was really the second half of the game where they got charged up. So Morris Tech as far as replace their pitcher at this point. And again, I don't have much on their roster. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look here and see. And we got the sophomore Chris Sander up at the plate. Again, runners first and third. And actually, he's a pinch runner in for it's David Rubenstein, the junior, in for Michael Parker as a pinch runner. And it looks like, yep, pulled the run in, and that worked out perfectly. I mean, really what you're driving there is you're driving confusion. Confusion or getting the pitcher to balk. That's usually classic of a first and third situation where you want to kind of throw the pitcher out of sync. And that's exactly what happened. And that gets us a run. And then Rubenstein as far as advancing to second base. And Xander on a pop to shallow right field that might, oof, just went foul. I mean, that was like right on the line. I mean, it was like right there. Almost reminded me, well, I won't say that story. But it kind of reminds me of like Wimbledon watching tennis where the ball just hits on the line, in or out. I'm kind of curious. Let me just see what this kid's throwing speed-wise. Last pitch was at 59. I'm going to try to work to get some sort of integration in with the scoreboard. Well, by the way, yeah, new scoreboard I put in. So maybe I can try to get the miles per hour synced in. He's going outside with him. And they're rhythm-wise too, right? Good thing mentally you can do as far as check even out the pitcher, right? He's taking too much time. Check yourself for time. Get yourself cleared out. You got 2 outs now. You get the The junior Keith Wagner, number 15, up at the plate. Even with 2 outs is a big spot. I mean, just can help us as far as get some padding on the runs going into the top of the seventh if we can hold them. It was a good stop by the catcher. I mean, really, the biggest thing you want to do is you want to slide across horizontally, not so much reach back and turn your head and, you know, kind of stab at it. Could that drop? That's going to be trouble. Good catch by the shortstop. Those types of hits. All right, going top of the 7. Here it is. 8-5. See if Madge can hold it for us. So what you did miss, I've got some of this recorded that I'm going to see if Facebook's going to allow me to at least push it up, you know, as a recording for the, I guess, I don't know, the first like 5 innings. And, you know, Will Kelly started the game. But again, collectively, the way that we kind of looked first 5 innings, just kind of collectively in a lull just a little bit. I don't know if we're just tired. I don't know. You know, the weekend off is try to reset a little bit. You know, midway point of the season. I mean, because we've got some tough games coming up. You know, like I was mentioned, like so Wednesday we're at Hopatcong at 4 o'clock. Friday the 28th we're at Bernard's at 4 o'clock. We have a real tough game coming up at Jefferson on May 2nd. Jefferson's looking pretty good. I caught them on Friday afternoon. There was a stream of that game between Vernon. Vernon ended up winning that game 3-2, but they look tough. It's going to be critical that we finish strong. Let's just take a look at Madge Ottman and see, you know, the junior. Take a look at his, as far as mile per hour. First pitch of the top of the 7th. Comes in at 71. Outside for a strike. Now again, it's kind of hot, you know, I'm trying to get the speed right from up here. I'm going to check the next time we're at home. I mean, typically what they tell you to use with this pocket radar is you know you got to be down more to level. I'm at kind of a I'm kind of at an angle. And I would say I'm probably, I don't know, 15 feet off the ground. I've just got to get a little bit of a setup to put up here to get on the backstop to see if I can't get it, you know, be interested to see. All right, enough about that. Let's see if it's back in the game. We have 3-1 count right now. And we've got to get to a point where we lock it down here. Oof. Hey, and by the top of the seventh, at least it looks like from I've got a roster access on NJ.com that I've got numbers here. So um, I should have checked this sooner, but with the technical issues, yeah. Hopefully we get this locked down a little bit. Who do we got batting? We got number 9, which looks like well, I could be wrong. A number 9 is not listed on the roster, so I'll take that back. We'll just say we have a lefty batting. Got him. And we dropped the ball. And then we got him back again. So the play, had it, dropped the ball, picked it up, recovered, and got the out. So that helps us. And we got the strike on that, too. If we can get an idea when I'm going to be trying to stream again. Now, again, I hope I can find I don't run into an issue with Facebook Live again. But I'm only able to really do home from at this point, at least setup wise. So the next home game is not going to be until May 6th versus Hackettstown. So that's going to be on a Saturday at 10 a.m. So they're going to be on the road for the next 4 games. And that ball's hit right up the middle. I think my problem today, streaming wise, I think it came down to, I don't know, I had good, pretty much Wi-Fi connection that was here last time, where I'm picking it up from the football stadium next door, and I don't. That's out foul, and I don't know if I got throttled a little bit by it, at least from as far as internet bandwidth. So don't tell my wife I'm hooking up to my phone's hotspot right now. So I may have to invest. There we go. Now I'm crying. So we got 2 outs at this point. Ready to lock this up and get out of here. I don't know if I'm gonna have to go the route of a mobile hotspot up here, but I may, and that may give me to a point to be able to kind of go on the road and do some of these streams. But I think the problem I run into as well is, not having such, depends on each facility if you get a press box to go to. And my other big issue is power. I've got some portable power, but I think my problem I'm going to run into is, I run a Mac, so I worry about draining. And if I'm going to be able to withstand as far as the whole entire game. I mean, I guess you don't know unless you try, right? So I could give it a shot. I'm not necessarily going to say the audio is going to be the greatest if I'm outdoors, wind blocking. But here we go. Here's the chance right now. So if Madge can just lock it up with a strikeout. Had a 1-2 and count. Made him to chase. Nice pitch. I think if you look at it again, I think here we go. Got a 1-2 count while you chase him up again. See if he'll chase. Oof. Long delay on the call, which makes you think like, man, it really looked like a strike. That ain't from here. What about a good old wrinkle here? Throw a wrinkle at him. Wrinkle, I know what I'm meaning. Off speed. Give him a chase. Nice pitch. Way to finish. So again, that's the ball game. Right, so if you look at our record, let's pull this back up just real quick. You know, we've advanced to 7-4 overall, 6-4 in conference, 6-2 in our division, the Colonial Division. Whereas Morris Tech's kind of dropped to 0-8 overall and 0-6 in the divisional play. So, folks, we're going to be on the road for the next 4 games. I will be back at it when we play host Hackettstown here. But, you know, thanks for spending some time. And hopefully next time we won't have any more issues. Have a wonderful evening.